Here's your grid then for round 7 of Elite 2. The Don Dodder stuck it on pole number began with Shell Shock in the TT, putting in a good performance. Joined him on the front row of the grid. Adey Ferry, the in-form Fubuki, line up on the second row of the grid. Then you got a pair of Megans, Reroll 72 man and Thundercat 2RS, occupying 5th and 6th respectively. Jay Wills, who's disappointing qualifying for Jay in the Mustang, 7th, is joined by Scooby in 8th. Adey G 9th in the BMW with Shadowhunter lining up alongside him in the Megane. And then the grid is rounded off by Big Baz in the GTR and Chris Mack in the LaFerrari. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. And we're back the guys in the Elite 2 lobby for their race at Lago Maggiore. So this is race number 7, first race in round 4. So qualifying for this one as you've just seen the grid. So we'll get underway with the race without further ado, stealing words from my good pal Adey G. And we'll get this one underway, see what happens. So, leans away from the start, it's going to be the Don Dodder. That Megane should get away quite well. Shell Shock in the Audi, don't expect magic from the Audi, they do really bog down. We see Adey Ferry as well get sent downwards. So all the Megane's getting away really well there. Don Dodder gets a great start. Reroll 72 man, Thundercat, Fubuki, all in Meganes. Then we got the first Audi of Shell Shock running in 5th at the minute. GTR, not GTR, I think Jay Wills is an Audi. He's in a Mustang. That's not an Audi, that was a Mustang, Chris. Get your names right, you're meant to be a car enthusiast. Now we've got Scooby running 7th at the minute. Chris Mack in 8th, he's had a great start in that Ferrari. Shadowhunter looking to claw that place back. In 8th, he's just going side by side with the Ferrari as we saw then, but Chris Mack's had an incident somewhere. Adey Ferry in 9th now, P1 Big Baz 10th, Chris Mack 11th, and we did see a car not get off the line at the start. That unfortunately was Adey G, and his pit crew have had to retire him from this race. Something with that BMW not quite working in the heat of the Italian midday afternoon. So Shell Shock then up to 2nd now, and he's defending off a horde of Meganes. So Fubuki's just going to try and sneak up the outside, manages to get the move made just before they have to sweep right again. But Fubuki's just hit the wall, and that's going to put him all the way back down to the middle of the pack. Fubuki will be absolutely kicking himself there, but he had to really go for that move. Shell Shock now up to 2nd, say up to 2nd, he's had 2nd, but now safe in 2nd. I say Thundercat's having a good start as well in 3rd. Jay Wills, we know how fast Jay Wills is. He's of course current championship leader. It was last time I checked. He's running 4th at the minute. You can tell I've had a few beers today. A bit of a gap to Adey Ferry. He's running 5th at the minute. The midfield pack, as always, becoming a little bit frantic. Fubuki, we know he's a man who's got pace, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get himself back up through the field. The Megane should hold on to his tyres quite well, so Adey Ferry 5th, Shell Shock in 7th. Their tyres after about 4 or 5 laps will start to go south. The Mustang will be pretty similar. The big heavy V8 motor in front of that American gas guzzling machine will be pressing those front tyres down into the ground. So we'll see as we see Fubuki make the same move on Reroll 72 man. Does he hit the wall this time around? No, he doesn't. He survives. Shadowhunter in 8th now going to be trying to go for that move on Scooby. Gets the slipstream of Fubuki to make that done. Do feel that Reroll 72 man's going to defend this with all his might. He does. Almost has to concede the position as you see the two P1 boys of Scooby and Big Baz fighting towards the back. Chris Mack's had a shock overlap. He finds himself on last now. As we take ourselves back to the front of the field, the Don Dotter is well and truly making off with this, just set at 1:23.6 on lap 2, so on fresh tyres. We'll probably start seeing his lap times tumble a little bit now. 1:23.7 out of Shell Shock in the Audi. That's a car that's definitely capable of some great pace around here. Thundercat now coming under pressure from Audi Ferry. Just sends it up the inside in the Sega sponsored Audi. Fubuki trying to get a little bit of pressure on Jay Wills. Going the wrong way with my cameras there, and Fubuki does get that move made. That's Fubuki back up to 5th, so he's had a good, other than hitting the wall, he's had a good opening 4 laps, so he'll be quite happy with that so far. He's got a lot of work to do yet. 1:23.9 on the board for Fubuki, so he's got to be quite happy with that. Shadowhunter then, as we saw this time, lost lap 1 to 7 from now. Sort of in the midfield, it's going to be hard to make progress here. One thing the guys will be careful of is having too many fights too early on. So we'll see where that lands them. Some of this might come down to strategy. What I will say is the undercut's not that powerful here. The overcut's probably a little bit more realistic with the length of the lap, because it's a relatively low deg circuit for most of the cars. The GTRs will probably suffer the most alongside the TTs, as we see Big Baz there getting a little bit wide. That corner there really loads up your front right. We see Fubuki again looking down the inside of Thundercat. Thundercat was a little bit compliant there and always let him have the place. It's Fubuki now up to 4th. Shadowhunter is looking to put moves on Jay Wills. Shadowhunter does put moves on Jay Wills. Jay had to get out the throttle because of Thundercat in front of him. And Shadowhunter's up to 5th. A good move there by Shadowhunter, very opportunistic. Saw Thundercat on the apex and thought, well, if I go the long way around here, definitely I can be a little bit quicker. Someone tells me, I was going to say Jay Wills looked to have a good run on him then, but he had to worry about defending to rear wheel 72 man, who has managed to sweep on the outside of the McGann. Thundercat now down to 8th place. That's a great opener for Thundercat so far. So the Audis are starting to stamp their authority on this race. Shell Shock just popped in the fastest lap now, 1:23.4. The Don Dotter's been very consistent though in the mid-23s entirely around this, so Shell Shock's got to make the most of relatively fresh tyres. They will start cooking off any time now though. So I expect to see Shell Shock probably dip into the 24s very soon. The same goes for Audi Ferry, whereas for Fubuki, now he's still out of free of traffic, got a little bit of space in front of him, could probably focus in a little bit. McGann does look after his tyres a little bit better than the Audi does. A little bit of a gap now to Shadowhunter in 5th, who just moves to break the slipstreams. Jay Wills. That Mustang very, very powerful in a straight line, and he's dragging the train of cars behind him. Thundercat, Big Baz, Scooby, Rear Wheel 72 man, all in that train. Big Baz goes for a look on the inside of Thundercat. I think Thundercat again doesn't put up too much of a scrap. Kind of let that happen in a little bit of a way. But Thundercat is going to try and stick it around the outside actually. Just end up just backing out of it and letting the GTR take 7th for the time being. Meanwhile, a little bit further up, the top 4 now starting to space out a little bit. There's big gaps between the Don Dotter, Shell Shock and Audi Ferry. Closest battle here is to see if Fubuki can get on the back of the Audi ahead. The Audi ahead of Audi Ferry has just started dipping into the 1:24s, so his pace is starting to drop off now. Fubuki's still in the high 23s, so we'll be reeling him in ever so slightly. Shadowhunter running in 25s, So now that he's not getting any slipstream, he will be starting to slow down. As we see Thundercat and Big Baz still having a little bit of a tussle. This is the battle for 7th at the minute. Thundercat just goes to the outside. Sacrifices slipstream quite early. That probably will make Baz's defensive task a little bit easier. I've got to give massive kudos to all these drivers. I've not seen one single iota of contact or anything so far. This is a view from the back of Adey Ferry's Audi. So we just watch Fabuki behind. Again, you see just how much more composed and how much more speed he can carry. Watch it on the exit of this corner. This is where it should stand. The McGann can get a nice tight apex, and look at that, he just drives up to the back. So Adey Ferry is starting to come under pressure now from the Brit. So I wonder if Fabuki's going to try his trademark up the inside at the last hairpin turn. It looks like he is, you know, he's going for it. He's going to be able to get that move made. Well done to Fabuki. Shell shock up ahead, peels off into the pits. So let's see where that brings him out. Very close between Shadowhunter and Shell Shock. A little bit of confusion at the pit exit there. Shell Shock just managed to get out behind the McGann. We should be able to make mincemeat of the McGann, to be fair, coming down the S's, but there's not really passing room. So Shell Shock's probably just going to have to buy his time. Hopefully get him up the straight. So that's quite an early pit stop for Shell Shock. Just 10 minutes into the race. I do sort of wonder if he's planning a 2-stop. I'm not sure how effective that would be. The stop seems to have cost him about 6 or 7 seconds. So he needs to make that up in race time. And then he needs to do it again in second stint. That's what his plan is. Meanwhile, we've not given him much attention because he's running away with the race, but the Don Dotter absolutely smashing it up top. 12 minutes in, 8 laps gone, every single one of them in the 123s. Brilliant pace from the Don Dotter, really proving to be a huge challenge in this lead now. We've seen just Shell Shock has got past Shadowhunter there, it has just popped up. Shadowhunter though is fighting back. It is for race position, I guess. Depends what Shell Shock's pit strategy is. At this point, of course, that is not known. So Shadowhunter should be slightly quicker down this phase than the Audi and the Mustang. But don't forget, the Audi up ahead will have fresh rubber on it. So as soon as it can get the traction down, it is gone. The Mustang behind, of course, J Wills. Seem to just give Shadowhunter a little bit of a boost there, in fairness. This car's actually a really nice handling car. I give it a lot of jip for being American and frankly pitiful, but it's actually a decent car in the game. Everyone else pretty much line astern. Chris Mack, I'm afraid, has been struggling in this one. That Ferrari's not enjoying life in its Italian homeland. Did have a much better time out at Monza last week. Adey Ferry then is starting to fight back towards Fabuki. I'd imagine the one-stoppers now are starting their pit window, so I'd probably expect the first of the one-stoppers to pit towards the end of this lap. Some will pit the lap after. So what I meant by the overcut earlier on in the race, there's still a lot of close racing going on, so if you're sort of tucked under the wing, Shadowhunter here might choose to trigger that. If you touch under the wing of another car, pit a lap earlier than they do, you run your out lap in nice clean air. So you get a flyer. Oh, Jay Wills has lost control of his Mustang there. That's not going to be good news for him. Oh, we're going to have to go back and have a look at this. Who was it that managed to avoid it? So we just get to the back end loose. So we're just going to see Thundercat crap himself. Rear wheel 72 man just manages to avoid it. Great driving by rear wheel, big bars. I think it didn't touch him into the braking zone. Nothing J Wills could do about that. That was absolutely not avoidable. Your rear wheel catches that in a rear wheel drive car with no weight loaded onto the back wheels. You're gone. You are sent round, my friend. So, let's see if any of these boys decide to peel off into the pits. 40 minutes gone, we're about halfway. So, Fabuki and Audi Ferry don't. Shell Shock's pitted already. No one's choosing to pit just yet. We'll probably see more pit stops happen in the following lap, I bet. So join us on lap 12. Audi Ferry has peeled off into the pits. A little bit further back, so is Jay Wills. That spin obviously wrecked the tyres on that Mustang. Towards the back now. Sort of been looking at the pace of a few cars and wondering whether they're going to try. We see Audi Ferry just lovely move around the out. That's, oh mate, I've got to look at this again. I was going to do this. So don't forget, he's on fresh tyres, let's bear that in mind. But round the outside of a banked curve, lovely braking, lovely steering input, no contacts, nothing. Got us on the power. That's Audi Ferry. I doff my cap to you. That was a lovely move. Yeah, I think whether the no stop would be applicable for some of these. I mean, the Dom Dora, for example, can just lap at the front and look after his tyres. He doesn't have to pit. What's he still running? He's still running in the 23s, just dipping into the 24s now. So the last couple of laps have been in the 24s, but he's got a huge gap over Fabuki. He was in the 24s as well. So providing he doesn't scrub his tyres too much, the Don Dotter now at this point in the race can probably start thinking about a no stop. As we see Shadowhunter and someone else were swapped. I think that was just to do with we've got some pit stoppers in. So we've got Big Baz in the pits, we've got Scooby in the pits, we've got Chris Mack not in the pits. He's pitted already, I think. But yeah, the Don Dotter can potentially start thinking about a no-stop strategy. Or to be fair, he's got enough time in the bank to pit, put on some fresh boots, come back out again and still be in the lead. To Fabuki, who I believe also hasn't pitted yet. He's got a surmountable gap to... Oh, we've seen a car just on the track map behind that I'm just going to go back to. I can't remember who this was that I saw. We'll see it as they come around the corner here. Oh, Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter's going agricultural. That's another new livery this week for Shadowhunter. He changes his livery more than he changes his pants. He's now got Thundercat breathing down his neck in the other Megane, and that spin won't have done Shadowhunter's tyres any good. They will be now. He's put them through one too many heat cycles. As Thundercat looks up the inside, Shadowhunter just gets to the apex first. So defends that sufficiently. Rear wheel 72 man has been pretty quiet rear wheel, to be fair. This race he's not really done too much in terms of action. That is of course a compliment. That's what you want to do in these races. Thundercat then does make it past Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter finally pulls off into the pits. Thinks if I'm going to fight these boys I need some fresh tyres in which to do so. Big Baz leads the way to Jay Wills. Jay Wills obviously on fresh rubber now in the Gas Monkey Mustang. So he should make light work of that defence. Shadowhunter does just emerge in front on fresh tyres in 7th. Meanwhile, Thundercat and Rear Wheel Man, I want to say battling hard, but it doesn't look like they're giving each other too much grief. The top 4 consisting of Don Dotter, Fabuki, Shellshock and Audi Ferry, now pretty fairly spaced out. Audi Ferry and Shellshock in matching vehicles. Probably the closest of the four, but still not looking at risking fighting too much. The Don Dotter then, now as we hit the 20-minute mark, probably committed now to the no stop, still running in the 24, so we've still got some damn good pace. Fabuki dives into the pits. So let's see how this works for Fabuki. Shellshock, as we thought, doing the two-stop strategy. So he's trying to mix things up a little bit. Thundercat and Rear Wheel 72 man are going to go through, but it's whether the pit stoppers make it past in time. Shellshock comes out of the pits. It's not letting me select him, but he has come back out in fourth. So Fabuki has lost out to Audi Ferry, but crucially, Fabuki's going to have fresher tyres. A couple of laps fresher. Audi Ferry though might have pulled a blinder by doing a pretty beastly undercut, because he's been able to lap pretty quickly in the last few laps. Fabuki's now got a bit of a job to do. He's got 9 minutes in which to do it. Shellshock two-stop strategy is quite an inspired call, in fairness. In the Audi, it's just allowed him to focus on his lap times rather than tyre conservation, and it's worked out so well for him so far. These two still fighting away. Rear Wheel Man and Thundercat still side by side, just coming to the last sector. There's a good old fight going on for 8th, which consists of J Wills, P1 Big Bears and Scooby, so 3 cars involved in that one. The move to watch, so I guess the interesting one for this is the battle for second, so Audi Ferry versus Fabuki. Both cars that have pitted relatively recently, and the Audi's tyre is probably a couple of laps older, and that's going to matter as we see Audi Ferry just clinch the wall there. He's going to make it to the first apex of the S's just in front of the Megane. Yeah, Fabuki though at the minute is setting purple lap time, so what I mean by that is he's the fastest on track all race in that opening sector. Getting a bit of a tow around from the Audi will of course be helping him. It'll be interesting to see if he can get a move done. He just gets it wrong on the exit. That was his power corner before for me. So Fabuki was getting really good exits up there, and that was enabling him to just reel in technically faster cars at the top of the hill. He's going to have a look up the inside of Audi Ferry now. Audi Ferry's going to have the inside for the next turn, so if he can just keep it in. No, Audi Ferry chooses to go wide, potentially going back for the cutback. And now Fabuki's made it as he goes all drifteroo. That's going to cost him a few miles an hour up the straight though, and we know how fast the Audi is in a straight line. Does Fabuki bother to defend this? You can be sure the Hungarian driver's going to have a look. So we see more pit stops going on behind. We saw Thundercat come off into the pits. He's just going to come back out behind Big Baz. Crucially, mixing it up in that fight between Big Baz, Scooby and J Wills. So the freshest tyres of all these belong to the A. Douglas Guardian Solutions driver, Mr. Thundercat. Let's see what he can do with very fresh tyres towards the end of this race now. We've got just 4 minutes remaining of this one. The fight for 7th then, well and truly on. Currently led by J Wills, chasing down Shadowhunter, but hoping for trainer cars behind him. J Wills just touches the grass again. Oh, that's going to send him into a wild spin. He's going off-roading now. That's going to let Big Boss, Thundercat and Scooby through, but he just about manages to hold on to that car. Meanwhile, we see Thundercat going for a move on Big Baz as well. He's going to get 2 cars in one here. As they drag up to line, the GTR's probably a little bit gruntier. but Thundercat's going to be able to get a little bit later on the brakes and crucially has the inside line, so he's going to get that move done just in time. So Thundercat then, a good recovery from him, up to 7th place now, but the pressure is not going to ease. Big Baz is not someone who lets go of a position really quite easily. So expect to see more from this one. We haven't covered him much. Shadowhunter running a bit of a boring race in 6th at the minute since his pit stop, kind of been on his own. Just trying to chase down Rear Wheel 72 man ahead, but not really grabbing him too quickly. He's running slightly quicker as far as lap times go. I get the feeling Rear Wheel 72 man's just starting to look after those tyres a little bit now. Don't even know if he's stopped, you know. Right, let me have a quick look. No, those tyres are goosed. So, Rear Wheel 72 man hasn't pitted yet by the looks of it, so good performance from him if he can keep to the end. We've got a couple of minutes left yet. This battle's still brewing between Adey Ferry and Fubuki. Kind of get the feeling at any minute something could pop off here. And the Don Dotter does indeed pit, so he's now in fresh tyres. Just going to run them for a couple of laps. So is this where in F1 they'd slap some fresh tyres on right at the end and go for the fastest lap point? I don't know who's got the fastest lap at this minute in time, but my gut feeling is the Don Dotter's probably going to have it in a minute. Whatever it is, it's quicker than a 23.5. So that's what these boys have run. Closing in on the end of this one then. I've got to say it's been a good race so far. Shadowhunter goes really close to that wall. Just gonna see Scooby. I was gonna say I thought he looked like he was on a projection to do the same, but he slowed him down because Big Baz is gonna get round. No, Scooby just cuts him off. Big Baz goes for the cut back. It's a great move by the GTR driver, just manages to get that one in front. Marlborough on a mission. He's checking on Fubuki and Adey Ferry. Not much doing there. The Don Dotters probably now going for his fastest lap, so we'll check back in on him and see how he does with that. If we're looking at about 124, 125 a lap, some of these drivers now are going to be starting their final lap. I reckon the Don Dotter and Fubuki, etc. will get around for another one. But no immediate on-track action. Sorry I haven't given you too much coverage, Chris, but there has been quite a lot of fighting in the pack so far, but we'll just put the camera on for a minute, just see how you're getting on. Looking good. Battle for second, relatively calm. Say Fubuki's got a second or so gap to the Audi behind him. Shell Shock comfortably in 4th. Rear Wheel comfortably 5th, Shadowhunter comfortably 6th. Thundercat's begun to gap the guys behind now. We saw Big Baz make that lovely move a lap ago. And J Wills after that accident, kind of all the way down in 10th, J Wills now, so not a great race for him. Let's see what lap time the Don Dotter manages to smash on the board. 23.2, which is the fastest lap of the race so far. A lovely lap from the Don Dotter. Fubuki bringing home the bacon. We've got 10 seconds left of this one. So is Shell Shock going to get around to doing another lap? He is. I think the first finisher of ours is going to be Rear Wheel 72 man, who's going to bring it home in 5th. Shadowhunter is going to steal 6th place. Thundercat slams it across the line in 7th place. Big Baz going to do the same. Thank you very much. 8th place for you. Scooby brings home 9th. J Wills will be disappointed in that result. 10th place for J Wills. And Chris Mack is going to bring home 11th place in this one. The Don Dotter then. Brilliant race from the Don Dotter. Absolutely fantastic performance. I just want to keep an eye on second, see what's happening back here. Not too much at the minute in time, so we can just focus on Don Dotter as he comes across the line to rapturous applause from the crowd. as he I do love that livery. As he brings it home in first. 22 laps of Lago Maggiore, pretty much every single one of them completed to perfection by the Don Dotter. Fantastic result for him. Gives his mechanics a bit of repair work to do as he crosses the line. Fabuki, a lovely race for Fabuki as well. He's pulled off some good moves here. Audi Ferry will be pleased with this one, and Mr. Shellshock two-stopper brings home 4th. So there you go then, ladies and gentlemen, quick outro for you as we bring a close to video of race number 7 for the Elite 2 lobby. I'll have race 8 up for you very soon. That was from Alsace. That's a reverse race grid, so the results we've just seen there will be flipped on the head, and we will get those guys going at Alsace, which is a bit of a longer circuit and should favour power cars. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you very much for tuning into this one. Do appreciate it as always. Stay tuned for future videos, of course, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.